Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, I'm Vashti. I'm a content creator who uploads whatever, whenever, and I hope you guys enjoy. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys a brief overview of my 2-year loc journey. Today is July 11th of 2024, and I started my locs on March 27th of 2022. So I am 2 years and 4 months loc. I have a bunch of things written down in my notebook to really cover. So within this video, I'm going to incorporate as many pictures and videos as I can. This is going to be a chit chat and some things I've learned / maybe even what I wish I knew beforehand. So I'm just going to go into actually before I legitimately started my locs. So the reason I started my locs was because I was a senior in high school at the time, and I was thinking obviously about college because, you know, it was March, so April, May, you know, decision month was coming up, and, you know, I was applying to colleges, and with the idea of what college was going to be academically, I was thinking, like, who am I going to be in college? Like, what's going to be my appearance to the world and to these people that don't know me? And I feel like for Black women, hair is such a big thing. And so, like, you know, I started to even think about what my back to school hairstyle was, but I was literally like planning out the perfect start to college and how I wanted to look and how I wanted everything to go. So with that being said, I was, you know, just, you know, thinking of styles, and with that I kind of just was like, am I gonna have the money to actually keep up with the styles that I want over the course of my entire college career? And I was a girl that was rocking natural styles. I loved my swoop puffs, I loved my buns, like I loved everything about my natural hair. But obviously when it comes to those days that you don't feel like doing your hair, the number one thing we do is, you know, we add extensions or we do wigs. I was never a wig girly. I did have a wig for prom though. That was my first and last time ever wearing a wig. It was horrible. By the time March rolled around, I found myself watching many loc videos on YouTube. Also, I wanted to add, for people that, you know, may be wanting to start their loc journey, hence why you might be watching this video now. For me, I knew what I wanted to start with for a very long time. Like, if I were to start my locs, comb coils, I just think they look weird. I'm sorry, not to diss anybody that started with comb coils or that's currently watching this starting with comb coils. I deeply apologize, but I just don't like how they look. Like, they literally look like little worms, and then it just looks weird, like how they look after they actually start to lock. Like, you have like locks that are budding, but then like the ends are really curly and spirally. Didn't like that. I knew I didn't want an instant loc because I wanted to grow with my loc journey, and I'm sorry for anybody that's instant locked, but that was taking the easy way out. Sorry. So I'm going to start with the 1st through probably the 5th or 6th month. The 1st through the 6th month was the struggle phase. I mean, oh my gosh. The 1st month was obviously the hardest. And not to mention, I was a senior in high school at the time, so it was just like, at that time the only thing on my mind was looking pretty and boys, because at that point I was like, okay, I did what I needed to do. I'm going to college in the fall. Let me just, you know, finish off strong. And yeah, that was harsh, and I'm not gonna lie, at that time too, it really made me realize how cruel the Black community could be. If I'm being honest, the type of person I am, I can sacrifice the now for later, and that shows throughout many aspects of my life. And I also did that, you know, when it came to my loc journey. So that was something that I did realize. Like, I just got the most, you know, hate, or like, you know, what's it called? Like when people make a joke, but it like a mean joke, but it's like actually kind of serious. I don't know what that's called. Maybe I'm having a brain fart right now. But yeah, I didn't get the best, you know, feedback from other people within the Black community. You know, that was hard. And it's a lot harder to always look put together when you have locs, because you don't want to be retwisting your hair every day. You can't just fix your hair whenever it's looking, you know, a little rough, because it might thin or whatever the case may be. As someone with starter locks, my hair did not go up, it did not go back, so I kind of just had to rock the like, you know, down look for as long as I could. And it was really hard, but I don't know, it's good for the soul. Like, struggle is sometimes is really good for the soul, and it builds character, and that's something my mom would tell me every day. And shout out to my mom, because she's also the reason that I was really able to, you know, stick out my lock journey. Throughout months 1 through 6, I also went with, obviously, experimenting with different gels and different oils, because having locks was something that was really new to me, and I just wanted to, you know, see what was best used for my hair. And also the first 2 months, I was using some of the products my mom was using, but as someone who had her locks for like 15-20 years plus, the things she could use worked way differently on her hair. So that's when I really started to experiment with, you know, well, what works good on my hair, what's flattering to my hair, and what really helps hold moisture within my hair. So that's when I started to experiment and everything like that. And yeah, I'm gonna get into what works for me now probably when I get to, you know, the maybe 16 or like 17 through 24 months. But I was using braid twist and lock gel. I'm gonna insert a picture. And for my hair, I was using black castor oil, I believe, and coconut oil. And now those things don't work for me, but like I said, we're gonna get there. But that's what I was using, and that's just what I had settled on when I, you know, got to using all these different products and everything like that. I was just like, okay, this is doing something, so I'm just gonna settle. Months 7 through 12. So these were actually the much better phases of my starter lock journey. Month 7 was actually when month 6 is when I moved in for college, and so I was struggling because I was seeing new faces and everything, and I just wanted to look, you know, put together oh so badly. But once I got on campus, you know, people really loved my starter locks and stuff, and so I felt like that also eased my mind. I feel like that really eased my mind into like making me feel more secure within who I was and with myself. Also, just the fact that when I looked back, I realized like all these styles they were really hurting my locks, so I had to just ease up a little bit, especially as I started to notice my locks were budding and like actual like longer strands of locks were forming. I was like, you know, I really don't want to hurt my babies. And that's what happens when you lock your hair. Like, they really do become your babies. You become so protective of your hair and making sure it's okay and making sure it's hydrated and that, you know, you're not straining your head. And so I became a lot more, I became a lot more like, what's the word? I know the word, I'm exhausted today. Protective. I became a lot more protective of my hair. So that's when I really started to enjoy like, you know, learning new styles as my hair grew. I also tried some no retwist styles because before I was obsessed with always making sure my hair was retwisted, but I didn't want to deal with locks that were going to end up thinning over time. So I began to experiment with no retwist styles, but it was like really fun, honestly. Now that I'm, you know, thinking back on it, I also started to do styles with my 2-strand twist. That was a lot of fun, learning how to just, you know, love my hair and, you know, just be happy with who I was as a girl with starter locks. I became super comfortable with not being confined to certain beauty standards and going against beauty standards, to be like more specific. I also began to experiment with doing my edges. That was something that was new for me, but I started to really actually learn how to do my edges, like how to swoop them and everything like that. And that was just, you know, really fun, just experimenting with my hair, learning what I like, what I don't like, what works, what doesn't work. You know, I just really learned to love and appreciate my hair. Rightfully so, and naturally, with being in college comes like a lot of wanting to always look put together / needing to always look put together, because I had classes every day and everything like that, and I was just always around people. So with months 13 through 18, that was pretty much summer. That was April through August, I believe, if I have the math correct. If not, I'm just gonna insert below what the months were, but I believe that was April through August. We ended school in May, so that was just pretty much me exploring my hair throughout the summer. It was a lot easier to just let my hair breathe and let it grow and let it do what it needed to do, because I did have work. but my work was half online and half in person, so I didn't have to style my hair all the time, and I didn't really have to do it all the time. So summer just really consisted of me not doing much to my hair. I actually decided that what had worked for me best regarding retwists was water and oil. So I learned this about a little bit after a year after my lock journey. Water and oil is my best friend. That is literally all I use to retwist. Now, this is not really a good example because my hair is not retwisted, but I'm just gonna give you guys like a close-up of my scalp slightly right now. It's very, you know, moisturized. It's not dry or anything of that nature. I retwisted my hair a week ago, I believe, and I still don't have like dry scalp or anything like that. So with that being only what I use on my head, my hair just retains moisture so much better. I haven't oiled it in a week, to be quite honest. And yeah, ignore the edge control. I had done my edges earlier. Obviously they sweat out because I have been outside since then, but water and oil has been working for me. I don't think I'm ever switching up. Like I told you guys in many other videos, I'm self-maintained, so I don't let other people do my hair, so I know there's not really a chance of, you know, all that gunk and stuff being put in my hair. This is so good. High fructose corn syrup and all. I cannot lie, I love this stuff. But yeah, during these months, I also started to finally get over lock envy. Lock envy is so real. It is so real. Like, just seeing people, especially because I started my lock page, I was having lock envy really bad because obviously Instagram puts on your feed the things that you look up, things you post about, and just, you know, stuff that you see or that you look up on an everyday basis. The only thing that will be on my explore page is people with locks, and I would just compare my locks to theirs a lot of the times, especially when I was in the earlier months. Like, I would be like, OMG, I hope my locks mature like this. And if I was starting to realize that they weren't going to, I would be upset. I even found myself, like, I have 63 locks, so I found myself looking up girls who had a similar lock count to see how my locks will look when they matured, and being like, oh, I hope mine don't look like that, and oh, I really hope mine look like this. The lock envy was real. And other times when I would see girls, you know, out in public, I'll be like, oh my god, her locks are beautiful. Like, if mine don't turn out like that, I'm just gonna start my whole phase over again. Like, that was my mindset, so heavy. But excuse me, within months 12 through 18, like I said, I began to grow out of that, because with growing with your locks, you become attached to them like a baby. Like with your child, you love your child no matter what, no matter how they look like, no matter who they love, no matter what. So with like me growing with my hair, the lock envy was completely out of the window. I was just like, however my locks mature is how they mature, and I'm gonna love them regardless. And I was really liking how they matured, and I really love how they've matured now. And I still have so long to go because I'm only 2 years in, but I was really like starting to just be like, this is my hair and I love it for what it is. Hopefully you guys can't hear it's so really loud playing in the background. In regards to weave, like when in those moments where I was just like, oh, I can't stand my natural hair, I was just able to slap weave right over it, and that's actually very toxic if you think about it. So I just knew that this was something that I also had to do, not only to save myself financially, but to save myself mentally and physically, because I had so many internal issues that I didn't even realize how important they were to get rid of until I started my locks. So that's what having locks means to me now and forever. Within these months too, I found out what my go-to hairstyles were, because with having locks that are like kind of maturing, I knew that these were hairstyles that I can now carry over into my actual mature phase. So I loved me a good bun. I loved my bun, and I still love my bun, but as your hair gets longer, you'll realize if you have locks now or if you plan on starting them soon, which hopefully you do because that's why you're here right now. When your hair gets longer, it's really harder to do your hairs or your go-to hairstyles. It gets harder and harder. So with my last couple months before my 2-year, this was months 19 through 24, I believe that was September through March, if I'm not mistaken. But these were kind of just the coasting months, and I used to work with this girl. Her name was Nini. Nini, shout out to you. and we used to work together at the dining hall of my school. And she was 4 years locked, I believe, when I was already in my like starter lock journey, my freshman year of college. And she used to tell me, like, when it gets to after my 2-year, the last couple years were just gonna be like my hair just coasting and thriving, like me just realizing the only thing that's changed within my hair is its length. And this is so true, because the last couple months to even now, I've literally just been coasting. Like, the only thing that's changed is probably the thickness of my locks, but definitely the length, obviously. And you know, you don't get to appreciate those same things that you've seen in your starter lock journey, like maybe when you've seen that it was first budding and you had your first little bud of, you know, hair that was a lock, and you were so excited about that, and then to see like the length actually lock, and for them to drop, and for them to get just heavier and thicker. Those are things you don't see towards the end of your journey, because once your hair matures, it's matured. So I just want to say, for anybody that's thinking of starting locks, or for anybody that's in their starter lock journey, appreciate those first couple months, because they will have you so excited and geeked. And the last couple months are really just like, or last couple years are really just your hair coasting. I was just really excited to have locks, and it made me really happy when everyone complimented me. And from there I started to get questions about my locks, which actually is what sparked me to do content about hair, the raw and uncut and unedited version, as somebody who is also self-maintained and only takes care of their head and has learned and actually grown with my hair. I feel like I can really tell people the raw uncut about having locks, and I'm not just gonna sit here and sugarcoat it or feed you guys some information I know you want to hear. I'm gonna tell you the real. And those last couple months was just me really loving on my hair and just appreciating it. I'm also trying new styles. I also went back to some styles, well, a particular style that I used to do during my starter lock phase, which was like I said, the style where my hair used to be like this. But I also love me a good side part. Like the side part, I think I tried it at first when it was my 1 year, a little bit after my 1 year, I believe. I tried a side part, but my hair was too short. It was not sitting to the side. So now when I do a side part, it looks like really just clean and cute. I really love it. And I also have been loving me like a slick back bun with my locks. Now they actually all fit. So that's really exciting. It's just so exciting, like, you know your hair is growing, but it's so exciting trying styles that you couldn't do in your starter lock phase, because you're just like, wow, my hair has come such a long way. And it really has. I started to notice how like different some of the ends of my hair were. Like this one right here is literally split. I actually don't know what that's about. I have some like really curly, I don't know if you guys can see, it's a good close-up, but I have some curly ends. Like, look at her, she's cute, she bounces back. And then I have some ends that are just not curly at all and just very hard as well. This one as well is not curly, it's just, yeah, it's just really hard. And I have locks that are all different thicknesses. Because also, if you don't know, I started my locks at 2 in the morning, and my mom actually put the 2-strand twist in my hair. She was exhausted and she was like, Vashti, just go to sleep, just go to sleep. Excuse me. And I was like, no, Mom, like, I'm not going to sleep until you put these twists in my head. And they're all different sizes. Like, she was so exhausted, but I also feel like that creates character. And with my hair, I didn't notice until my hair started to lock. I have some, like I have this one right here. You guys can see it's actually huge compared to something like a lock like this. Like, look at the difference. Look at the difference. Like, and I have 3 in the back actually that are just huge and thick like that. I don't know if you guys can see, but these are like huge. They're actually huge. And look at how fat like the end of this one is compared to like one of my smaller ends like this. So yeah, if you have locks that are all different sizes and widths and lengths, I promise you, like, do not let it discourage you, and do not think to yourself that you want to start your hair again. I just really feel like it creates character. And I feel like, I don't know if it's just me, but when locks look a little too perfect, I don't know. You know, they're cute and all, but I just feel like when they look like this, they just look so raw and uncut, and I really love it. So I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm just giving you guys, you know, the gist of how my lock journey has been the past 2 years. If you want to see in depth of me speaking about a specific month, I do have other videos on my channel. I don't have videos from every month, but I know I have my 3-month lock journey because that is the most viewed video on my page. I also have my 6th month. I believe I have my 11th month. I don't have my 1 year, but I do have my 1.5 years. So I think those are the only ones I have up on my lock page so far. Or my lock page, up on my YouTube channel so far. So if you guys want to see like a more in-depth version of how my lock journey went between a specific amount of time, please be sure to check out those other videos. I don't even know how to link videos within my video because I'm still trying to learn how to edit and do everything like that, but I'm definitely going to link those videos in the description. So yeah, that's all for this video, guys. Please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell, do whatever you need to do, and definitely comment with any questions or concerns you might have. Also feel free to DM my Instagram, which should be somewhere down here below. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning into this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.